Hello everyone, welcome to Creative Learner and I am Teza. Welcome back to HTML Learning for Beginners. So last week we have done the knowledge check and how we can add the triangle the knowledge check question and answer. If we click on triangle, we see the answer. If we click it, that will hide it. It's quite similar to JavaScript click event, but we are using completely HTML element. So that's what we have done. Even last week, I told you guys that I want to continue like a student review and linking to our image, but now I still have it. I own it. So to continue that, so today, so that will be like part 6 that HTML learning. We will continue with the student review. So I will use the blog code, site, time. I want to adding more content and so that we can learn more HTML elements. So that will be marked strong and all these things. And also I want to show you how to link our image because in website, we cannot, majority is an image picture. So even we come from graphic design. So we will need more images to populate our web design, and also like our telephone number, mail to, and I want to show you how we can add a map, because now Apple Map, Google Map. So if we want to include in our website, and also the other topic, so that will be role attribute. This is really big topics that as a developer, so we need to be developer friendly. That will be, and also accessible for different disabilities, like someone is not hearing, someone is not seeing, so that kind of things. And also I will talk about a little bit div and span, so the generic HTML element, and I will end it with the semantic HTML review. So that is what we're gonna learn today. So okay, to get started for student review, so back to your Visual Studio Code. What if we use the aside? Sometime in web building, and as a developer, you join a new company and then you open a new index file and now you see the aside. So it will be much better for us if we are familiar to more HTML elements. So now I will use the aside. So in the aside, like I said, I will have a student review. So a student review is something that maybe to me right now, I will do a YouTube fan commenting on my YouTube video. So I am not owning this copyright for this comment, because I am just copying someone comment into my web page. So for this, we have this semantic HTML. So that will be a blog code. If you use a blog code semantic HTML, now as a developer, we know that, hey, this is not belong to us. So we are coding, we are taking someone content into our website. So that will be blog code. And also after that, I will add the that will be someone content. So you may look for it, go to YouTube and whatever. But for me, as a teaching purpose, what I will add is I will just simply add the P for some text, so that will be paragraph tag. And also I will add the Q. So Q is if we want it opening and closing code or double quotes in your text, so that will be Q text. So like you see on my screen, so that will be Q opening and closing. And also now I'm gonna, let's say, for example, for instance, so someone coded hey, so just for instance, so that will be, hey, it's not bad if you want to learn basic HTML. Let's say someone commented on my video, so I wish to have it more. So guys, like I said, please support to my channel, and so that I can continue producing more tutorial, because we are not getting money, anything, but we are spending, even for me, it's the whole day preparing lesson. And I'm so trying to speak in English, and all these really need efforts to make a tutorial. So please give us a thumbs up, share it, comment it. So really appreciate it. So now I will continue. So hey guys, like I want to learn basic HTML, someone comment, and then after that I will say like check out creative learner. So it's a creative learner. So that's it. So someone commented, so I'm just showing you like a little bit student review or fans review. Okay, so after that, so when I save my HTML, so what we're gonna see is the noun bank. I mean, now you have this like like someone saying with the underline. So sorry, the HR line that in a section. Hey, it's not bad. Now we can see that it is a little bit the indenting to the right. So it is not using like we see on our tutorial article, so because we have used like a DT, DD, and all these things, but now it's just that block code is also HTML element with that, like the capability, so it will be default indenting to the right. So now as you see on my screen, so that is good. So now it's a little bit something is saying. So and then after that, what I do is I will add, so what if we add one more break line at the top, so that for better viewing, so I will add at the top break line when I save it. So now we have a little break line, and also I want to edit, like I said, we're gonna learn the side time marks, so all these things. So to learn things, I will add more. Like what if we say like the person name, so for instance, it's not the real thing. So like I said, it's a teaching purpose. So under the block code, so if you want to add like semantically someone name or someone like the content block or whatever, so what we can use is in HTML we can use the CITE, so that will be site element. So as a developer, if we see site element in our code, so now we know that, hey, this is not belongs to us again. So this is someone like has a copyright, and we are just giving a citation for it. So that will be site, and I will say like for instance, a name will be, what if we say May? Okay, she's a May, and then I will just save it like a May, and then what if even like May and dash YouTube fan, so that will be a little bit something that we wanted. So YouTube fan, so that is so in between the site element when I save it. So now you can see that May YouTube fan is our the person that commented, and also we have this text that's saying, and also don't forget that Q. So HTML Q element is having helping us to get this double code. So that is what we need to do. So because we want to see the code that is saying, even I can do so Q is a little bit having opening and closing code. So that is good, someone is saying. So and also what I would do is I will add the time element. So time element at the bottom. So so that we can learn more elements. So that will be at the bottom. So what if we say the date and time? So someone comment, so that will be in HTML. What we have is a time HTML element. So for time HTML element, so we have this date time attributes. We add the anchor tag, or we add the IMG tag. So it has a default so the necessary attribute. Now is a time has a date time attribute. So in the date time attribute, I've been telling you in Mozilla, so we have this HTML reference that we can learn better more. So that will be, I will go to the time element, so that will be ST here. So when I click on time element, now we have a little example. In time, so in the date time attribute, if you want to put it a year, month, and the day. So even in the comment, if we say a July 7, so that will what if we are writing a code for our maybe JavaScript, or maybe a backend server. So all these are very helpful to interpreting our July 7, because now you see July 7. So July 7 could be 2024, 2023, 2022. But if we edit in date time attribute as a year, month, date. So this is what maybe if we run our JavaScript on this date time attribute, it will definitely know that, this is 2018 July 7. We do not have to put it on our content, but we just need to write it in our code. So that is for time element that we need to put our date in date time attribute. So what I will do is I will do the same thing. Like I said, you can go and learn your own time element in Mozilla. So date time will be, what if we say today date? So that will be 2024, and you put it like a dash, like I said, year. So that will be, and also month. So month is let's say today is November 11, and that will be date. Date is the same 11, and also that is like I said, this is for another accessible JavaScript, PHP. We're gonna learn more things, so that will be more beneficial for our next language, or maybe for our web content. So now what I will do is I will just simply say it's the same thing. Today is November 11. I will just write it November 11. So I don't have to put 2024, because like I said, I don't even need to know year, because once I add the date time attribute 2024 year, so that will automatically, the system or the browser will interpret or print it like our year. So that's what we will do that way. When I save the file, now back to my project, and now you can see that I have this November 11. So now in my student review, you will notice that my the YouTube fan name is italic. So because we are using the site element. So another thing to know about site is also, auto a default, it's italic. So it is not like a straight text you see on my screen. So it will be italic, and also it will indent it, because we are using the block code. And for the time element, like you see on my screen, so we can put it year. So even if the system exported our files to next server language, so that will interpret to our year. So that will be November 11, like you see on my screen. So that is adding our student review using the block code, site, and the time. And also I want to show you a mark and strong elements. So mark is, let's say I want to highlight something in my content. Let's say if you see on the web content, some website has a little bit yellow highlighting. If you want to do that, so what we have is, let's say I want to highlight basic HTML, or maybe to learn basic HTML. So I want to highlight this, to learn basic HTML. So to do that, I would just simply add one an inline HTML element called mark. So that I will start with the MARK. Once you type it, it will not default showing you as a Visual Studio used to show, So now what I want to do, what I need to do is I will just adding a closing tag. Now you're gonna see this HTML tag. So when I click on mark, now you see that opening and closing mark tags. So I will just simply cut it. It's the same. Element that we adding a tag or whatever, So now I will send it to the back. That will be highlighting to learn basic HTML. So I will put it mark here. So that will be closing mark tag. So once you save it, now if I save it, now you can see that on my to learn basic HTML is yellow highlighted. This is a default color. So we can manipulate the color, but now I want to show you how we can highlight our content using the HTML. So that will be highlighting using the mark element. And also, like I said, I want to show you a strong. So strong is what if we strong element to my a YouTube fan. So that will be my YouTube fan. So if I want it strong is a bold text. As a graphic designer, we have a normal, regular, and we have a bold, italic. So I want to bold it the name, So my YouTube fan. So what I will do is I will go to this site text, and after that I will just add simply. That will be strong. Strong is the Visual Studio Code has it. So when I press tab key, I will have it opening and closing strong text. So I will just cut it, the closing tag like after the fan, before the site tag. So when I paste it, if I save the file, now you see that my YouTube fan is now a little bit bold and bigger. So that is what I mean, like in the lesson content, what we said, So that is I think so. I mean, so that is when I look it back, I think my a little bit HTML project is complete, guys. I mean, so we have a title, we have a little bit linking to everything. So I think even I show you like social media and how to highlight. So and also like back to my content. So what I will add is I will add like more links to our content. I mean that will be linked to our image. I mean so to add the link to my image, so what I will do is I will just back to my Visual Studio Code. So back to your Visual Studio Code, I want to add my what if we link this big banner to my YouTube channel, because it's also related to my YouTube. And so back to top, and also guys, I mean we have a part 1, part 2. We do not have a part 3 tutorial, so that's why what if we just remove the part 3 link here. So in menu, I will just select the LI for part 3, just simply select it, and then I will delete this part 3 menu, because we do not even have it. And also I think what if we just keep it a little bit break line so that we can see it better. So to do that, so after the first YouTube, I will add the one BR, and also in the second LI, I will add the BR. And when I save it, now you can see a little better. And also after the LI, I will add BR. So because BR is for just HTML, like building things, if we know we have learned to like a CSS, we do not use the BR. So but for now, we will just make it that way. And also after the YouTube channel, I wanted one BR, so that will be like BR and then tag, so that visually is better. Okay, so now like I said, I want to add link to my banner. So now you see that I have this 30 days of Photoshop that is in Myanmar language, and also I have a weekly tutorial. So previously I'm doing like a Photoshop Illustrator thing. Now we have a HTML web design, and I have like Illustrator Essential Training that will be like a Facebook private group. And I have After Effects, so that is a Facebook private group, guys. So it's in like a Burmese language, but if you want it, you can give me a that you can comment it. Hey guys, I want it like a training too, so in English. So please let me know, so I can do like a future training for you. Okay, so now, like I said, I will add the link to my image. So image is here. So my HTML, I have this IMG tag. So it's very easy and simple, because we have learned so much. We know that all the HTML element now. So I just simply add the anchor tag. So press A and tab key. So now anchor tag is added. So simply I will just anchor it, my image. I will send my closing A tag to the back. So now I have done. That is just already, but I haven't added any link to it yet. But so basically we have built our image to link to somewhere. So once you have done it, so like I said, I want to link to my YouTube. So it's the same thing. We have this top YouTube thing, or a YouTube channel. So it's the same thing. I will just like not just YouTube. You want to link it to anywhere. You just go to any website, to the URL, you just copy it, and then you can just simply paste it here. So for me, same thing, keeping my Creative Learner channel. So I will just copy my href here. So copy it, and in the href, I will just paste my YouTube. And also don't forget to add the target attribute, because we don't want like a same like a tab to open it. So I want it like to open a new tab. So to do that, target attribute and blank name. The value will be blank. So when the target attribute and the value will be underscore blank. So that's how we can open a new tab. So that is adding my adding a link to my image. So now when I click on my image, so what I will see is that when I click it, now it like open a new tab, and it will link to my Creative Learner YouTube channel. So, but I mean, like, it's a very big banner, you know. Let's say I'm browsing my website, and then I see all the text, and I see part 1, so everything is good. But for the image, I mean, I do not know is a link, or I mean, like, it's anything that will go. So, but in HTML, I mean, since we are learning the semantics, so what I can add is that when I mouse hover to my image, what I can do is I can add a little bit text to my image. When I mouse over, I want to see, maybe say something to, if you click image, go to somewhere. So if you want to say something, I mean, is a banner is too big, you know, so is link or not. So to do that, what I will do is go back to your image anchor tag, and also in the image. So what I can do is that when you mouse hover, I want to see something. So to do that in the anchor tag, I can just simply add like a title. I mean, so that will be like after the target. So what I can add is I will just simply, so that will be sorry guys, I mean, that will be in the image attribute. So what I can add is in after the alternative, I mean, so there's an alternate, like I told you, like for the picture if not loaded. So after that, so I will just add like a title, because when I mouse over to my image, I want to see the text, something to say, you know. So now I will add a title attribute, and also what I will say is click to visit, so that when the visitor would know, so that click to visit Creative Learner. So we are linking to Creative Learner YouTube channel, so Creative Learner. So what if we say that way? So that is something to see on my image. So once I add the title attribute, now I will save the file and then go back to my web browser. Now when I mouse over, now you're gonna see click to visit Creative Learner. So it's a little bit like more semantic, more user friendly, more developer friendly, and also now we're gonna build it like so different disability, accessibility, so all these things. Now you can see that when I mouse over it, if I see the click to visit Creative Learner, now I know that, oh, this is something that I can click. Now I click it, now it will lead me to my YouTube channel. So that is another attribute that we can add in our image tags. So now, back to my content, so link into our image, and also now, telephone and then mail. That will be contact at the bottom. That will be in footer content, because we have this follow us social media. So what if we add the contact us, like I said, mail, email address, and telephone number, even to the map, you know. So to do that, I will scroll it down in my Visual Studio Code, so all the way to the bottom. So that will be, what if we add that one more, it will not be like a second footer, you know, because a footer will be one footer. So what I will do, sorry, excuse me guys. So what I will do is before the, the copyright thing, so after the break, so I will just simply add one more, so simply adding the one more navigation. Let's say that will be some navigation, because it's definitely, and also I will have one that will not be aside. I will just say simply one more section. So that will be something that we can say in the section, or so that is in the section. So footer section 1. So even we can wrap it that social media, that's one more section, you know, we can do that. But it depends. So what if we just say it just like that? So follow us, and then also the section, and I will add one more section at the bottom. So that will be, our section will be a contact. So header, will be so that will be H2. So that will be contact us. So that will be contact us. Even if you really want to learn one more HTML element, what we can do is instead of saying the section, what I can say is I can use the address. So in like another HTML element, I mean, so if you want it like a more semantic, so instead of saying the address, what if we just say address so that we learn more HTML element? You might not use it everything, but I mean, like knowing and more, it will helpful for your future, like I mean the job, you know. So whatever, so that will be address, I mean, instead of the section. So I'm saying, yeah, it is the address. So address for our email, address for our contact, and all these things. So yeah, it's a good idea. So we will use the address element, and also we will have a header so that it will say contact us. So now once I save it, now you can see that contact us is italic again. I mean, because we are using the address element, so that's why it is like a default, like a text italic. So like you see on my like site, so it is a default italic, and also address is a default italic, guys. So there's learning more elements, and also I will add like HR. So because I want to see one line after the context, so to do that, I mean after the address, so what I will add is just simply add the one break and one HR, so that we can have a little bit room for our copyright. So that's looking good. So now under the address, so we have a header. So after the header, what I will do is I will add like what if like follow us social media navigation style. So to do that, I will add the UL, and that will be, I mean, so so what if we need, I mean, so we need a navigation, so that will be one more navigation, because we have this phone number, email address, so that will be navigation, nav tags, and I will have UL, and I will have LI. So like I said, after the LI, I want it linked to somewhere, because adding the telephone number, email address, all this has to be in anchor tag. So now I have, I mean, the first one will be email address. So if you want to do that, so that will be, what if we say my email, so there will be some like email instance. So if you wanted your email real, so you can put it your real email. For me, I will just say my email. But in the anchor tag in href, so what I will do is I mean to link to the email. So if I click on my email text, now I save it. Now if I click on the my email, I want to open it my default browser or default app to show the email screen, you know, if you are using your phone. So if you tap it like some email, and then Google or I mean other like a default browser will show up. So to do that in like anchor tag href, what I will type is I will just type mail to and column. So that is like I mean like the HTML is like rendering my mail to open a new app. So do it same way. So that will be mail to column, and now I'm gonna type in my email address. So that will be let's say I have my website too, so I will just say Teza ad, so that will be tezae.com. So because guys, I have a website too, like I said, so tezae.com, and that's my website. When I save it, now like I said, if I go back to my I mean like the browser, if I click on my email, now it will show my a new app pop up. So that will be what I want, and I will close it back. And so and I mean like the other thing will be the phone number. So if you wanted one more like link, so that will be phone number. I will just simply, what if even I can copy from the top, so that will be one more li, and after the li tag. So now this time it's not mail to. So for phone number, what we will use this that will be TEL and column. So that will be TEL column. And now my email should be, I mean, some phone number, you know, because now if someone see, I can say my contact or my phone number. So what if my phone number, so my phone number, and I mean it will be better to like have some number. So to do that, I will say like in US we have like a region code, so that will be 3-digit. And also like what if we just like opening and closing parentheses, and that will be region. And also the other thing will be like another 3-digit and another 3-4 digit. So that is the real phone number. But in the href attribute. It's the same as like a mail to. I want to open my, let's say if you're using iPhone, so if I click on the my phone number, if I save the file, I have this my phone number. If I click it, I want to open something. So to do that, I will have this telephone attribute, and now I'm going to type it the same. I mean, like you do it here, but there will be no space or like no gap. So to do that, what I would type is it's the same thing, 1 2 3, and you can like like continuous typing, you know, 1 2 3 and 1 2 3, and there will be another 1 2 3 4. That is in US, like the phone number. So but visually for a little bit, like developer friendly. So to do that, what I can do is I can just like parenthesis out. So that is my like regional code. And also I want like a little bit dash here, so it's the same thing, but make sure that you will not keep any gap here. So some ad might be auto detecting, but like we are building accessible for different apps and all the different devices. So make sure that you add like tel colon, and you have this region and 3 digit, and also I will have this 3 digits, and the end will be 4 digits. And in the link, so you can type in anything you want to see on your web content. So that will be my phone number, and now you can keep it gap here. So when I save it, if I click on my phone number, what we're gonna see is now it says that opening another app, or if we are using the mobile devices, so it will just pop up your like call button, you know. So now you can straight away call the things. So that is another link. As we have in our our lesson content. So that will be made to. And the other thing is map. So map will be, I will just simply map.com. I will just say map. So map will be Google Maps. So nothing special. I will just copy the Google Map, and then it's the same thing. So what I will do is I will copy the li here. So to add the one more map, I will paste it. And map is not something like we can say like a map whatever. So but simply it's already in the HTML. So what I can do is that will be map, and I will copy the URL, because if you have like specific location, you can pin it on your map. So let's say I want to pin it like Washington DC. So if I pin it, so it will just like create one pin and then go to your URL. You can simply copy it. So if you want to do it that way, you can do that. So but for me, I think I would just say like until maps, so that it will a little bit shorten URL. So I will copy, and now if I replace my tel, so that will be my map URL, and also my phone number we need to change to what if we say like our location. So just say our location will link to map. So I will close the map tab, and then now if I save it, now you can see that I have my email, my phone number, and also like it's the same thing. I will keep a little bit break line here. So and also at the second li, so br tab key, and at the bottom, I think bottom we don't need it. So now I save. Now we have a little bit gap in between. So if I like I said, if I click on email, it will pop up my app email, and it will pop up my phone number, and also now our location. It will like link me to the to the map. But now you see that I forgot to add the target attribute, so that we have one more tab to open. So to do that, simply just target, and I will just add the underscore blank. So that will be underscore blank. Now if I save my file, now it's ready. If I click on our location, so that will be like Google Map will link to it, you know. Okay guys, so that will be linking to image, and also adding telephone map. So that's what we have done. Now what if we just skip to the generic like HTML element of div and span? So I will get back to ARIA rows. So the div and span is something that we use for our styling. So this is HTML tutorial for beginner. So but for knowledge, you're gonna see things in HTML file. I want to keep like more knowledgeful for you. So div is let's say I want to like add like we have this CSS file that when I do the tutorial for our head elements, we learn that how we can link external style sheet to our head element. So now I will open my style.css. Now we have this h1, so we make it black, guys. So as we see, if we turn it the color, you can do it here. So in the CSS, what if I want to wrap it like let's say div and span. So I want to show you what is a div, because in like a HTML, div is just a generic. So generic is mean that like if you use the header element, so it has the semantic meaning to it, because if you say header, it has like a row, is a banner, and also it has to be at the top, or it has to be like something, the title, because once you say header, so it will never be text. If you say header and you are going to say like we will learn about HTML in the text, so that will not be semantic. So header is it has its own meaning, but for div, so let's say I want to add one, like I'll show you a little bit example that if in here, back to top, so we have a button. So let's say I don't want to use a button, I want to use it like a div. You can do that. So I will just remove it, this button, and I will remove it this like a button here. And also what I will do is I will just simply add div in my button. That will be back to top. So when I save the button here, so that will be closing and opening div. If I save it, it will like happen nothing. Just that. So what it will do is it keeps everything the same. If I click back to top, now it will go back to top, but just that like a button feature is gone. Now you can see that there's no like a rounded shape or whatever. It like a div is something that generic. And also if you want it like a back to top, let's say now in CSS, like I said, this is not CSS tutorial. So if I say like in the div, so now what we can do is in the div, so as a generic, what I can add is I can add ID attribute, or I can add class attribute. So to do that, for example, we learn the ID attribute. So let's say button will be, what if I say ID attribute? I don't want to show you the class will be later. So now ID attribute will be, what if I just say button? So it's the same attribute. If I say it that way, I am using the div generic HTML element, and then I have this one more ID attribute like we use for our different section browsing, So it's the same thing. When I go back to style, and then what I will add is I will just add here. So that will be, this is now using my div HTML element, and I am selecting the ID button. So to do that in style.css, so what we will do is that we will use the hashtag or pound sign. So and then I will use a button. So that is not the like a HTML button element, because I am removing button and replacing with a div. So now I have this button selected. Now I can start styling. Let's say like back to top is a little bit small text. I want to make it big. So to do that, I will just simply say font size in the CSS. Let's say I want to say like what if so to make it really outstanding, so that will be a 20 pixel. Once I save it, now you can see that text a little bit big. If to make it a little bit even bigger, so if I say like 50 pixels, now if I save it, now back to top is really big. So the point is div is it's a generic, it has no meaning, nothing, no semantic. So it's just a generic HTML element, but it is very useful for our styling. If we want to select something inside our HTML code that we want to select it, so that will be something that we need to know. So that is a div. And also the span. So span is something also, let's say now I think I will put it back my button. So I will just remove everything back. So that will be a button, because we are not learning CSS. So that will be button, and I will so the opening button, and I will remove the div. So even I can put it, because guys, I mean, this is just knowledge for div and span. I will remove it from here, but even like I said, you can put it somewhere, you know, so it will be better for you. But to me, I will use the button here again. So when I save the file, so it should go back to this way, and styling, I don't need a button here. I will remove from my CSS file. So now, I mean, for span, so span is something that we want to, like, it's the same to div. Somewhere in our web content, we want to use CSS to style it. Let's say now I have a part 1 tutorial, I have a little bit this text. So now I want to see that watch video. So let's say, for example, I mean, for instance, so I want to say watch video, listen, audio, and or download. So these 3 words, I want to put it in bold text. I can use it strong, but I want to show you a little bit like a span. So to do that, I will go back to my part 1 article. So inside this watch video and everything, so what I will do is I will just say span. Now I have this span tag. So I will close it to, I mean, so what if we just until video script? So what if, I mean, at the end, you know, so I will add the closing span here. When I save it, it's happening nothing. I mean, it is not like, styling or nothing. It's happening nothing. But like I said, in CSS, what I can do is I can now add inside the span, now I can add ID or class, I mean, so that I can select it from my CSS. So to do that, inside the span element, I will add one ID attribute. So this is for generic, like an element that we want to select from our CSS. So now I will just put like this is like a span highlight. So what if I just say a highlight? So that will be better to say it's like a bold. So a little bit ID name, you know, so that will be bold. So I'm using the span so that I want to so I can select it like some text in my content. So I'm using span and then go back to your style. So now what I can do is I have this ID bold. So it's the same method. I will just add hashtag and then now I can say bold. So now it is selecting my span tag and then looking for my bold attribute. So once you have selected in CSS, now I can say, let's say I want to make it really big, color, underline, whatever. So even now, text, color, whatever, you can do that. But to me, for easier, I mean, things that, what if we just say font size will be a little bit bigger. So that will be 30 pixel, same thing. When I save the file, now you can see that watch video, listen audio, or downloads. So that is something that, so div and span, a generic HTML element is helping for our styling. I mean, it is not like a semantic or nothing, but just that it is useful for our CSS file. So that will be div and span here. It's like I said, I have this content, I want to cover it. So okay, I will quickly continue. So we have to talk about a lot, but what if we just finish it? So I will just remove the span. It's the same thing. I will remove it here because we do not need it. At the back, I will remove it, this span too. So now when I save the file, it's the same. So we'll get it back, everything as we do. So now it's the other topic will be, row, attribute and ARIA row. So that will be semantic HTML final review. So the ARIA row or row attributes is, it is simply like helping. So not for our developer, because our developer is if we build our HTML code in the semantic HTML, it is good enough. We don't have to add row or whatever because we don't need it. We need just a semantic HTML so that we can a little bit make a clue. We can have a little bit better developer friendly. But for row, it's you see on my screen, it is like a ARIA rows or row attribute is for disability accessible. So that will be accessible, but so that will be accessible for disability people. So if I go back to my Mozilla, so what we have is ARIA row is for like for disability. If you have something that let's say if you have someone cannot hear it, or if you are building your web content, someone who cannot see it. So if let's say if something is blind, so what we need to do is we need to make it like a screen reader and to be like accessible. So if you are blind, you need to hear something. So that will be ARIA rows, or row attribute is more important for disability. So I want to show you a little bit example for it. So it is not very, I cannot go in deep, so that will be a little bit knowledge, and so that we are learning basic HTML for beginners. So now what I will do is I will add the screen reader in my browser. So to do that, if you're using Chrome, what you can do is that you can search in your extension, or you can just simply type like Chrome, like screen reader for Chrome. If you type it that way, now you're gonna see a little bit like here, the screen reader for Chrome Web Store. You can click that link, but I have already done here. So that will be a screen reader. So I'm gonna install this. So this is for like a row attribute or ARIA row, so that will be better explanation. So I will add this extension to my Chrome. So add extension, and what I will do is I will go back to my web, the project that we have. Now you are started hearing the voices. My voice is overtaking, so now you are started hearing the voice. So there is a screen reader is start interpreting for like someone who is who cannot see, or cannot hear, because the sound is not for like the deaf, because that will be for someone who is blind. So the screen reader started reading. So now it's a good example is what if we go back to the button. So that will be a button here. So if you're browsing the web and now you want to hear the screen reader here. So if you want to hear the sound in your web content, you just simply click on that element.
HTML Learning Creative Learner has started new HTML tutorials for beginners.
So now you hear that.
Creative Learner YouTube channel.
So if I click button, so now you see. Now let me click again.
Back to top. Button.
So now you hear that back to top and button. So there is something that helping for someone is blind, So he will hear first thing is back to top, and then the second word will be button. Once you hear it, so that will be, oh, this is a button I can click. So he will, easily clickable. So that is a ARIA row or row attribute for disability accessibility. So I don't know how to say in English. That will be ARIA row for more like accessibility. It is not just not for developer, so it's nothing. It is just simply for someone who is not able to see. So now what I will add is now example that what if we add a little bit row attribute to my menu. Now before adding the row attribute to my menu, I want to listen first. What the screen reader is reading. So to do that,
Welcome to HTML Learning. Welcome to HTML Learning Creative Learner has started new HTML tutorials for beginners. Check out Creative Learner YouTube channel. YouTube Part 1 Part 2 top banner. Header.
So now it's top header. So it's if you are you want to make it more accessible, it just stop it with the header. If I click it again, it say that the top title is read through and also read it out all the menu, but you do not know is it that is a navigation button or whatever. If you want it adding one row, what if we add a row attribute in my header, so that will read this header is menu, so that will be better for if someone is not able to see, So I will just jump into my Visual Studio Code, so that will be in the header. So what I will add is I will add row attribute, and I will add the I would say navigation. So like I said, I mean like, so this is not for very advanced tutorial, because this is just that I mean something we need to know a little bit, touching for different topics. I want to cover it as much as I can, and also squeezing my time. So now that will be role attribute adding to my header. So that is for, ARIA role. That is for, a different disability accessible. So when I save the file, now,
HTML learning.
okay, I will listen to my screen reader again. I will select it all.
Welcome to HTML Learning. Creative Learner has started new HTML tutorials for beginners. Check out Creative Learner YouTube channel. YouTube Part 1 Part 2 top banner. Navigation.
Now it does not say header. Now it's a navigation. So that is a little bit, I think that will be helpful for you, because in Visual Studio Go I added role attribute as a navigation. So now the screen reader is reading in different way. Now it said read through everything. At the end, what it said is it's not saying header. Now it's a navigation. Let's listen to it again.
YouTube Part 1 Part 2.
Sorry, let me select it.
List with
So
3 exited navigation. Welcome to HTML Learning. Creative Learner has started new HTML tutorials for beginners. Check out Creative Learner YouTube channel. YouTube Part 1 Part 2 top banner. Navigation.
yeah, there you go. So now you hear the navigation. So once you hear it, hey, this is a navigation, I can click. Maybe I can go back. So that kind of the, the accessible for different disabled people, So that will be our role attribute, guys. I think I will uninstall the extension. So to do that, I will go back and then just simply you can screen reader and just
Screen
remove
reader,
from Create.
Chrome Web Store.
So it is just reading everything. So I will remove it. So I think that will be for our tutorial for today. Hopefully you like the tutorial. So to review back with my lesson content, so we have learned all the review with using the block code, and then as you see on my screen, so we added the a fan review or student review, and also the time element, highlight, and even using our link attribute to our email, phone number, and our location. So, and also final, we touched to the role attribute for accessible for different disabilities. So guys, I hope you like the tutorial, and if you do so, please give us a thumbs up, comment, and share it, like it, and also subscribe to Creative Learner, turn on notification, and I hope to see you in next tutorial.